Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Come on, you gotta entertain me. How's everybody doing?
Good.
All right. I wake up in the morning like, woo! I go to bed like, woo! My wife looks at me like, what is this guy doing? All right. So my name is Kevin Robinson, and I am a professional BMX bike rider. I've been professional for over 25 years. Does anybody, show of hands, anybody here know what the X Games is? Okay, so I've been in every single X Games since it started, right in Rhode Island, so right in my home state. I have 10 X Games medals. I have 4 gold medals. 2007, I got awarded athlete, actually 5 gold medals. My 5th gold medal was in the Global X Games, so 5 gold medals. 2007, I got awarded athlete of the X Games. 2008, I got nominated for an ESPY award by ESPN. Also in 2008, I broke the world height record. So I'm going 54 feet off the ground on my bike. So 27 feet over the top of a 27-foot tall ramp right in Central Park, New York. I'm a 2-time world Guinness record holder. I'm also a black belt in Taekwondo as well as an instructor. I'm also a personal trainer. I was born and raised the youngest of 7 kids. And I have 3 kids of my own. I have a daughter who's 12, a son who's 11, and a son who's 6. Sorry. All right, my little bicycle has taken me all around the world. I've been to over 30 countries because of my bike. And I've experienced all kinds of amazing things and met all kinds of cool people. Experienced a lot of fun things. All right, in that, injury obviously is a big part of our sport. You know, you're going to get injured. It's not if you fall, it's just when. It's going to happen. All right, so concussions has also played a big part in my life. Not just in my life personally, but in my sport. And which a lot of people aren't aware of. You know, concussion rate is pretty high in action sports, especially in BMX and freestyle motocross. Just to give you an idea of kind of how hard I've hit, I want you guys to check out 2 of these crashes. One's from Brazil and one's from San Jose, California.
Whoa.
This one here, I was unconscious. I was sleeping for 3 hours.
Oh.
Ow.
I've been knocked out unconscious over 30 times. I've had 45 orthopedic surgeries. Had a hip replacement 3 years ago. And I broke a world record last summer with it. So good job, Doc. Concussions is a part of my life. Injury is a part of my life. And people ask me all the time, well, you know, because you got injured, you gotta stop. Because you got hurt, you gotta stop. No. My bike is an extension of my body. It's part of my being. It's part of my soul. It's part of who I am. And I can't just stop and walk away from that. I can't. That'd be just like unzipping my body and getting out and walking away. It's who I am. And that's so important, is to be who you are. And there's going to be risk factors. There's going to be risk in everything that we do. And it's important to be who you are. It's exactly what I want to talk about. Being who you are. Finding out who you really are. And we spend our whole life trying to do this. And a lot of us, it's dictated by our parents and by the people around us. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And everything we do is, if I told people, growing up, when I told people I want to ride a BMX bike for a living, or I wanted to just ride BMX, I didn't even know I wanted to do it for a living at the time. They looked at me like I treated, you can't do that. You got to go to college, you got to do this, you can't do that. My guidance counselor in high school told me riding my bike was a waste of time. And why does he do that? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't have the knowledge of what it is. So the instant reaction is to say, you can't do that. No, that's not safe. You can't do that. You have to go to high school, break when you get out of high school, you have to go to college, you have to get married, you have to get kids. Whoa, what's the rush? Why are we always in such a rush for everything that we do? Why are we in a rush to hurry up and grow up? Best advice my dad ever gave me was be a kid as long as you can. I'm 45 years old. I still ride a little kid's bike for a living. I'm retired, and I still ride a little kid's bike for a living. My bicycle has taken me to amazing places. Walking red carpets in Hollywood, to being nominated for a best cameo in a country video. What are the chances of that? Because of my bike. Being in an orphanage in Thailand. Being in third world countries. All because of this. Being who you are. When we're kids, our parents, what do they tell you about a stove? Don't touch the stove, right? Don't touch the stove, don't touch the stove, don't touch the stove. When do you learn to not touch the stove? When you touch the stove, right? Well, sometimes you gotta get burned. Just like injury. Injury is part of the deal. And I knew that going into riding. I knew that getting into this sport. I knew I was gonna get injured. It's not if you'll fall, it's when. You learn how to ride a bicycle, it's not if you fall, it's when. You play football, it's not if you'll get hurt, it's when. You play any sport, it's gonna happen. But does that mean we stop? Does that mean that's it? We stop? Nope, wrap your kid in a bubble, and you can't do that stuff anymore. And people say to me all the time, well, you're gonna let your kids do what you do? Well, yeah, be contradicting my whole life if I said no. I'm here to live. If that means being here a little shorter of a time, it's worth it. I'd rather live for the shorter of a time than just exist for a long time. Finding out who you are, being who you are. And there's going to be people that try to direct you in certain ways and do this and do that. But everybody has a passion. Everybody has that feeling inside of what they want to do. And how many of us just put that to the wayside? How many people wake up truly happy every day? Oh, I gotta work, I gotta this, I gotta that. We live in the most amazing place there is. We live in the United States of America. You can ride a little kid's bike for a job. Pretty awesome. You can play football for a job. You can play baseball for a job. Is there risks that go with it? Yes. Show of hands. How many people here get in a car every day? Okay? Show of hands, adults. How many of you have an alcoholic drink? Sometimes. Be honest. Come on. Why? Why do you do it? I want to know, why do you get in your car every day? You know how many fatalities happen in a car? So why would you get in that car every day? What are you doing? You can't do that. Why would you have a drink? People die from that. Why would you have an alcoholic drink? Why do you play sports? People get hurt, get concussions from that. Because I want to live. And I was fortunate enough to find my talent. Through hard work and commitment, I found my talent. And it became who I am. You know, people say when you retire, are you going to stop riding your bike? That's like asking me to stop going to the bathroom. You know, like, yep, don't do that. No, it's who I am. What's I tell my kids? Be who you are. My daughter's a gymnast. She's a level 9 national gymnast. My son's a football player. My little guy doesn't really know what he's doing yet. Gymnast, bikes, does it all. It's off the wall all the time. But find out who you are. Be who you are. And take a chance and live. I invented this trick called the double flare. This trick took me 3 years to do. In that 3 years, fractured my tailbone, wrist surgery, elbow surgery, 2 concussions all off this one trick. For 3 years, crashed over 50 times. Knew that I could do it. And there's people telling you, no, it's impossible, it can't. I knew the chance I was taking. I knew the risk of doing it. And that's what made me fall in love with riding bikes. That's what made me fall in love with what I do, is being able to cross that fear barrier regardless of the consequences. And that's the commitment I'm willing to make. I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I cannot stand when somebody calls me an adrenaline junkie. Everything I do is calculated. Practice for hours upon hours upon hours. Training, proper nutrition. All of this goes into it. I don't just go, here we go. It's calculated, every minute of it. I'm very analytical about every step of it. But I am willing to cross that fear barrier, to take that risk regardless of the consequences, even if it means death. I'll take that chance. I'll fail 1,000 times to succeed once. Because having that feeling of accomplishment, and it doesn't matter about medals or money or any of that stuff, none of that does. It's that inner feeling you get when you accomplish something. Nobody can take away that. And that's how the double flare was for me. I want you guys to check this out. So we don't have to live without sound. This is X Games 12. This is 12 years of X Games.
Wow.
That's the double flare.
That moment right there, makes it all worth it. Like I said, I don't regret a day of it. Because that right there is living. And it doesn't have to be a double flare. It can be whatever it is for you. But take a chance. It's okay. But it's knowledge, it's education, to learn about what to do everything you can to keep yourself as safe as possible. I don't touch my bike without a helmet on my head. How many of you wear seatbelts when you get in the car? Right? All right, my older generation. How many of you grew up without wearing seatbelts? How many of you were piled in the back of that station wagon with the rest of your family? Right? But why do we wear seatbelts now? Because we know it keeps us safe. It's just education. We didn't wear helmets growing up as kids riding bikes either. My kids won't touch a bike without putting a helmet on because that's what I taught them. And it's just knowledge. It's learning. And we can't. And football players blaming the NFL or blaming this. You're a grown adult. You know when you go play a sport where you're smashing into somebody that you're taking a chance. And that's okay. It's okay to take chances. We all do every day by getting in our cars. We take chances every day. I just lost a friend 2 days ago. I got the call while I was on this trip. You know what happened? His appendix ruptured. He's an EMT. Died. 45 years old. Gone. Just gone. In the last 3 years, last year alone, I lost 2 friends to cancer. Both 45 years old. So what do we do? Live wrapped in a bubble? Or do we get out there and live? That moment right there. Your moment. Finding that moment. And that moment is what we all live for. Everybody lives for that moment. Everybody does. You know that feeling you get inside? If it's the first time you go skiing, right? And the first time you go down the mountain, you don't fall. You know that feeling you get inside? Or like the first time if it's a kid, if the first time you're on a basketball team, you score a basket. That feeling you get inside. Or if you do something at your job, there's something you want to do and you get it done and everybody recognizes what you did, that feeling you get inside, that moment is what we live for. There's no amount of money, there's no trophy, there's no award that takes the place of that moment. That's what we live for every day. You got to find your moment. And it's a constant search. Everybody wants that moment. And when you stop looking for that moment, a piece of you starts dying inside because you just become a victim of life. You're not living. Take a chance. Last summer, I broke the Guinness record. I came out of retirement, and I promised my mom and dad that my mom and dad never got to go to any of my big events. And when I did the record in New York, my dad was battling cancer at the time. My dad got electrocuted before I was born. 7,200 volts went through my dad. He was in the hospital for over a year, 50 surgeries to save his life. They did. After that, I was born. After I was born, my dad had a heart attack. After that, my dad had diverticulitis. After that, my dad had blood infection. My dad had prostate cancer. My dad's had throat cancer. My dad's had lung cancer twice. My dad's 82 years old. In all the years I've been alive, I have not one time heard that man complain about one little thing. And he's taught me the same thing. He's taught me to live life. Why? Why do we complain? Why do we complain if that person pulls out in front of us? We get all worked up about it. Do you really think they meant it? No. Why do we get all agitated with somebody if they cut in front of us and walk in front of us in a store or whatever it is? Why? Pump the brakes. Smile at somebody. Shake a hand. Value the gift of life. I've lost two of my best friends to suicide because of head injury. Junior Seau was one of the best friends I had. The K-Rao Foundation. My foundation was started by Junior. He funded it for me. He was one of my heroes. And it took his life. And I can guarantee you, he doesn't regret a day of it. Dave Mirra, another very close friend, professional BMX rider, took his life. And I guarantee you, he doesn't regret a day of it. But it's knowledge. It's teaching ourselves. So I came out of retirement, and I did this event for my mom and dad. I promised them I would do an event. I did it for them right in Rhode Island, right in my home state, right in downtown Providence. And I put this event out for them. I did all the permits. I worked on all the stuff in the city. I put a team of people together to build all the ramps. The only thing ESPN did is they covered the TV side of things. Here, I want you guys to check this out. So I came up short because the humidity that day was so thick, the air was so thick that it actually slowed me down and made me come up short. Thank God we had a safety deck on the ramp. And I only had minutes to get back up and try again because it was live on ESPN. Now, I rang my bell, and I made the conscious choice, and the doctors were all grabbing me. I'm a grown man. I made the conscious choice to get back up and try again. I rang my bell pretty good. I didn't get knocked out, I didn't go out, but I was seeing spots. I hit my head good. But I made that conscious choice to get back up and try again. That's the drive inside of a person. When you can find that drive. And find your moment. And the great thing about that was, for the first time in my life, when I landed it, first time in all my riding, I finally felt done. I finally said, that's it. I don't need to take chances like this anymore. And I had my moment. That's the hard thing about being an athlete, being a professional athlete. It's hard. Because you live your whole life. I put 30 years into building this career. 30 years of my life is sacrifice and traveling the country, doing fair shows at fairs in the 90s and living out of $25 hotel rooms, you know, and eating ramen noodles and struggling to make it. And you put all that time and hard work in, and you keep all the sacrifices you make. And you keep striving, and you keep striving, and all of a sudden, that's it. That's hard. That's hard mentally. Now to put injury on top of it, that's hard. But with awareness and knowledge and education, that's why I'm out here. To learn, to be able to tell my peers, to be able to teach people, to help people. In finding your peace is something that I had to do. I had to find my peace. Because I couldn't do it on a bike anymore. Father Time's undefeated. Always wins. I had to find my peace. So I found it through my nonprofit foundation. The K-Rock Foundation helps kids stay involved in athletics. So when I moved home to Rhode Island, my hometown, East Providence, they were about to take away sports from schools because the city was about to go bankrupt. So I started the K-Rock Foundation, and I was nervous. I didn't want to start it, and then I get this FedEx package, and I open it up to check from Junior. Start the foundation. And they kept middle school sports because we were able to pay for so many families to keep their kids involved. We just built the first outdoor public K-Rock Foundation skate park. I traveled to schools, talk about character building, anti-bullying. I was bullied as a kid for doing tricks on a bike. So now I get to go tell my story to inspire these kids. Last year I went to 140 schools, but I'm still on my bicycle. Now I just do tricks on the ground, and I keep it safe as I can. Finding your peace. Sewing. Sewing is a hobby of mine. I love sewing. I learned how to do upholstery before I rode bikes for a living. I started working for my brother when I was 12 years old. You have 7 kids in the family, you know what your parents tell you? Get a job. So my brother had an upholstery shop for boats and cars, so I learned how to do the trade. I learned how to sew. Now my brother's shop's half a mile from my house. I just go sometimes just to go there and sit for a couple hours and sew. It's so good for my head. I found those things. Laundry. Laundry, I love doing laundry. I know my wife loves it. Dishes. I love doing those things that I can focus on. I've learned the things to recognize that calm my brain. Does that mean I can't live anymore? Does that mean I have to live in this shell for the rest of my life and worry? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future holds. I might be absolutely fine. I might not. I don't know. But I know that I could die of a car tomorrow. I know that cancer could take my life. I know my appendix could rupture. You've got to get out there and live your life. But educate yourself the best you can. And that's what happens in the sports. And in my sport in particular, is guys want to bury their head in the sand. Oh, I don't want to talk about head injury. I don't want to talk about it. But you've got to educate yourself. And you got to do what you can to help others. You know, there's kids that go out on skateboards all the time, on street skate. I don't need to wear a helmet. I don't need to wear a helmet. It's not if you'll fall, it's when. You're going to fall. So why? And it's up to us as parents to explain to them why. Kids don't have reasoning power. Their brains aren't developed that much yet. They don't have that skill yet. Their brains haven't grown like that yet. They don't have the power to reason and figure and sit there and say, well, you know, I have this right. They don't think about consequences. They're just like, oh, let's go. Oh man, I didn't know that was going to happen. Oh, let's do it again. You know. They don't understand consequences. They don't get it. Your brains haven't developed enough. Your brain has not developed in your 20s. But boys, in their 30s. Girls are way ahead of us. Find your peace. And live. Get out there and live. I thank you guys so much for giving me this time to talk to you. I really do. It means a lot to me. And please, educate yourselves. Educate the people around you. If you ride bikes, skateboards, scooters, kids, please put your helmet on. Parents, adults, set a good example. Put that helmet on your head. Please. Thank you guys so very much. I really